ò wá ṣe sọ bí ìbá ṣe kó débì kan. To God be the glory. Láti ìgbà tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí tá a ti consult bàbá Femi Falana, òun náà ni wọ́n ti fìfẹ́ hàn láì béèrè tọrọ láì béèrè ṣíṣì lọ́wọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni. Wọ́n ní interest láti gbèjà àwọn ẹbí ìjà. So from there wọ́n kọ petition wípé kí DSS ó invite Ọba Abimbola Akeem Owoade. Ṣé mọ̀ pé kò sẹ́ni tó sọ pé bàbá ló fi nǹkan ṣe Arounfale o. Àwọn agbọ̀ràndùn alágbàtà tí sọjà dọ̀ wọ́n, àwọn agbọ̀ràndùn tí máa ń ṣe nǹkan tí máa ń jíṣẹ́ ju bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rán wọn lọ tàbí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rán wọn. Lóòótọ́ Arounfale sọ fẹ́mi categorically pé ńgbà tí kábíyèsí béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn pé ta ló ń fi ọba jẹ ní ọ̀dọ̀ yín tó ń sọ pọ̀ ọ̀nẹ́ni, ìnìjà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà sọ pé kán lé àwọn jáde láti bẹ̀ náà ti tí ohun tó ń fi ṣubú ṣèṣe. Wọ́n bá ń tàjọ sọ nìyẹn tó sì ní àkásílẹ̀ tí mo sì lè rí àkásílẹ̀ mú jáde torí pé ọ̀rọ̀ láàrin èmi àti Arounfale ni. So now petition rèé náà gbé jáde lọ́ndì December 22, 2025 bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé September 22nd ni wọ́n déètì ẹ̀. Ẹ bá ń farabalẹ̀ kí n farabalẹ̀ ká. In a petition dated September 22nd, 2025 and addressed to the Director General of the SSS, Falana accused the Alaafin and his palace aides of subjecting the late chief and members of his entourage to severe torture that allegedly led to Arounfale's death days later. Nigeria's foremost human rights lawyer, Femi Falana son, and his law firm, Falana and Falana Chamber, have petitioned the State Security Service, SSS, over the alleged brutal assault and eventual death of Chief Lukmon, Suleiman Ojora, Arounfale, the Oba of Oyotunji Village in the United States, following a visit to the palace of the Abimbola Akeem Owoade. In a petition dated September 22, 2025 and addressed to the Director General of the SSS, Falana accused, the petition written on behalf of Oladotun Ayodele, Adeola Ayodele, Dipoli Awoyemi, and Rosaline Ayoka Arounfale, stated that the incident occurred on April 17, 2025, when the group visited the Alaafin's palace in Oyo Town, Oyo State. According to the lawyers, the visit was initially cordial until a disagreement arose over coronation practices in Oyotunji Village, a Yoruba settlement domiciled in Shedon, Southern Carolina, United States. The late chief Arounfale reportedly explained that the Ooni of Ife had traditionally handled coronations in the community from its inception. Falana alleged that the response enraged the Alaafin, who reportedly accused the visitors of being liars, traitors, and spies sent to undermine him. The petition claimed that the monarch then ordered palace attendants to deal ruthlessly with the visitors. The lawyers further alleged that under the watch of the Alaafin, the visitors were violently assaulted. They claimed that mobile phones belonging to the victims were confiscated after it was noticed that one of them was recording the incident. The petition alleged that Chief Arounfale, described as elderly and frail, was beaten and pushed down a staircase during the assault, in what was described as an attempt to cover up the incident. The petition alleged that the Alaafin invited the Oyo area commander of the Nigeria Police Force to the palace, and directed him to arrest the victims for undisclosed offenses. The victims were reportedly taken to the police office while bleeding and forced to write statements, despite, according to Falana, not committing any crime. The petition claimed that the victims were detained overnight and only released on April 18, 2025, after being compelled to write and sign a letter of apology to the Alaafin as a condition for bail. After their release, the victims reportedly sought medical treatment. However, despite receiving care, Chief Arounfale allegedly succumbed to his injuries in April 27, 2025. He said, and I quote, "In a desperate bid to cover up the torture meted out to our clients, the Alaafin invited the Oyo area commander of the Nigeria Police Force to the palace and ordered him to arrest our clients for an undisclosed offense." I quote, "The area commander arrested our clients who were drenched in their own blood and took them to his office where he made them to write statements, even though they had not committed any criminal offense whatsoever. To our clients, utter shock, the area commander ordered their detention even though they were suffering excruciating pains as a result of the gruesome assault to which they had been subjected at the palace of the Alaafin of Owoade. The area commander compelled our clients to write and sign a letter of apology to the Alaafin of Owoade as a condition for their release on bail on the 8th day of April 2025. Upon their release from the police custody, our clients rushed to the hospital for medical attention, despite the fact that they all received medical attention to that day, to ameliorate the resultant pain and trauma inflicted on them by the Alaafin and his palace thugs. Chief Lukmon, Arounfale, an elderly person, eventually gave up the ghost on the 27th day of April 2025, Falana explained. The senior advocate noted that although the Inspector General of Police had reportedly ordered an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the chief's death, and the probe was said to have been concluded, no arrests or prosecutions had followed. And I quote, he said, and I quote, "Based on intelligence reports, the Inspector General of Police ordered a thorough investigation of the circumstances surrounding the untimely death of Mr. Baba Oba Arounfale. Even though the police had concluded investigation, the suspects have not been arrested and proceeded with inflicting such brutal torture on our clients, which led to the untimely death of Chief Lukman Arounfale. In view of the foregoing, you will agree with us that the brutal torture meted out to the late Chief Lukman Arounfale and our clients by Alaafin of Oyotunji and his palace thugs cannot be tolerated in a civilized society." The senior advocate said his clients were confident that SSS would handle the matter in its usual professional manner and urged the agency to conduct a fresh, thorough investigation with a view to prosecuting the suspects under the Criminal Code of Oyo State. However, and I quote, he said, and I quote, "However, we are confident that the State Security Service will handle this case in its usual professional manner. We are therefore requesting that a thorough investigation be conducted by the State Security Service with a view to prosecuting the murder suspects under the Criminal Code of Oyo State. While anticipating your prompt action, please accept the assurances of our highest esteem," Falana added. So, n tá ń sọ yìí tó túmọ̀ sí ni pé wọ́n ti petition iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ pé kí wọ́n invite àwọn tí wọ́n fìyà jẹ àwọn Arounfale bọ̀ láti ìgbà yẹn títí dàsìkò yìí wọ́n arrest ẹni kankan ń ló fi jó dàbí ẹni pé kò sí gbèsè kankan tó wáyé. ẹ trust bàbá Fẹ́mi Falana wọn ò kí ń fi ọ̀rọ̀ falẹ̀, wọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ni tó wà professional. After him kò tún sábà, sorry o, with due respect sáwọn agbẹjọ́rò tó kù o, kò tún sábà sí agbẹjọ́rò kan tó dàbí Fẹ́mi Falana náà lónìí tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa rẹ̀ yìí. So now n táwa náà wá ń sọ ò ní pé à ń rọ àjọ SSS pé kí wọ́n jọ̀ọ́ torí Ọlọ́run kí wọ́n bá wa gbé ìgbésẹ̀ níwọ̀n bá àgbà tó jẹ́ wípé ẹni tá a fẹ̀sùn kàn ó nídìí justice, ẹ ń fẹ̀sùn kàn ni ó nídìí justice. àwọn 4-5 wọn lọ síbẹ̀, ẹnìkan ló jáláìsí, àwọn tó kù wà láyé, wọ́n wà láyé, wọ́n lè ṣàlàyé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀, wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ṣàlàyé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ fún lọ́yà ti kọ petition, kò sí gbèsè kankan. ìyẹn ti túmọ̀ sí pé some people are always above law. àwọn kan ń bẹ tí wọ́n jù òfin lọ.